What's up, everybody? I'm Blessed and Free. Welcome back to another episode of DOC TV. So if you guys have been rocking with the channel, you know about a month ago I posted on my community tab that I had received a letter from a guy I did an episode on. So about 10 months ago, I dropped an episode on a guy by the name of John DeTullio. We grew up in the same county, and he got sentenced to a life sentence in the Florida Department of Corrections for a murder. He was involved in some white supremacy shit, so I did an episode on it, which I'm going to link in the description of this video, and I highly suggest you go check it out. It's a fire episode. So I did the episode. I didn't really think anything of it. Went on, started creating other content for you guys, like interviews and shit like that. And I checked my email one day, and there was an email from a lady in there named Tracy. And what she was is basically John DeTullio's advocate for men that are in prison that are wrongly convicted. And attached in that email was another document, and it was a note from John DeTullio. So in today's episode, you're going to be hearing from John DeTullio, who's sentenced to life in the Florida prison system. Greetings, DOC TV 813. My name is John DeTullio. I'm a 35-year-old who has been serving a life sentence in prison since I was 19 for a murder I didn't commit. I know it's cliche, all prisoners say that it was some other guy or something like that. The only difference with me, the only thing I'm truly innocent of, is the murder in which I sit in prison for today. I've done a lot of bad things, and I've hurt a great deal of many people in my life. I believed I was righteous. I was part of a gang. For a homeless teenager that never had much of a family, this gang was my life.
It's like a 19-year-old's dream, man. Everybody's drinking. There's guns everywhere, man. It's like, I was blown away by the theatrics of what it was.
Although there are numerous stories, articles, newspapers, and even a TV show about me, I've never been truly able to express myself, explain my actions, or be given the carte blanche to tell my story.
They're setting me up for this, something I didn't do.
Everything in your world seems skewed by some media slant, a political agenda, but it simply isn't the entirety of the truth. I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you some things in my own words, my own voice. 15 years ago, I was an angry, hate-filled, white supremacist gang member. 13 years ago, I was second in command of that organization. And 9 years ago, I renounced, covered up all my tattoos, and really began to examine my life, my beliefs, and how much I needed to change. And so 7 years ago, I got my GED. 4 years ago, I finished my first semester in college. And 2 years ago, I started a program to help these guys get out of gangs safely and effectively while working with some of the younger ones trying to open their eyes to the dark reality of gangs. How many of us spend our lives traveling back and forth between the harm we conflict and the good that we want to do? When I first came to prison for this case, I was angry. I was so very bitter. I just withdrew into my comfortable shell of hate and loathing. But while trash can fires are warm, they're not always safe from storms. I found myself alone. And in an instant, I had a revelation. My anger will always lead me to this desolate, lonely place. My anger, which caused me to write a letter to the victim's family.
You look at me, you see these tattoos, and everybody paints me out to be this monster, man. And I don't ever get to tell my side of the story.
My bitterness, which made me smile and preen on the camera for that show, would always lead me to this. Being alone and embittered, I realized that even though I didn't do what I'm in prison for, I have to figure out how to change, and change big. And so the process began. Going to school for my GED, and during the humiliating and dangerous process of exiting a violent gang, learning who I was, and most of all, who I wasn't. During this stretch into the unknown and alien world, I had to battle constantly people, officers, ex-brothers, but the biggest battles were in my mind. I would wake up screaming, angry at the world. How could I have been convicted for this crime that I didn't commit? How come I'm in prison when my first trial ended with 10 out of the 12 jurors finding me not guilty? How could I be sent to wither away in here on testimony from surviving victims saying that on video I wasn't the attacker? How could the state think me guilty based on a single drop of blood found on the bottom of my boot, which was contaminated by the forensics examiner's own DNA? All these thoughts and more contributed to my nightly mania. In the end, I just had to let it all go. I had to realize that there was a grand purpose to this. Contrary to what my brain was telling me, even though I didn't do what they said, I'd have to find peace nonetheless. And so today I found that peace. I'm not who I was once to be, but not like a washed up rock star, more like I've grown and found some semblance of happiness. But this can't be the end of my story. I want to get out there and work with troubled teens who are headed down the path that I did. Remember when I told you about going to college? I'm trying to get my degree in psychology so I can be qualified to help these individuals. I want to learn those tools, which I know will be necessary to guide them. I've done a lot of bad, but I don't know if that makes me a bad person. Shit, I've done a heap of good, but again, I don't know if that makes me a good person. I just want what everyone else has, a chance at life and a real opportunity to live. My entire world stopped when I was 19. I would like a chance to make a difference. I know I can't change the world, but I can make a difference in some of our troubled youth's lives. I'm asking you to help me in obtaining that dream. I'm asking you to step forward and help a wrongly convicted man make a contribution to society and a chance to live free. Thank you for reading this. John A. DiTullio. So damn, I'm not going to lie. After reading the email that I got from him and knowing everything that I know, I'm like, damn, maybe this dude is innocent. And I know there's a lot of people that are in prison that are innocent and didn't do the crime that they're sitting in prison for. And even when I started this channel and till this day, I get a lot of people reaching out to me wanting me to do an episode on their son, their husband, their brother that they believe are wrongly convicted and are sentenced to football numbers in prison. And I've been hesitant to do that because I don't want to put my name on the line on a case that I don't have 100% of the facts to make sure that, you know, they are 100% wrongly convicted. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people is they get in that mind state. And a lot of times, you know, they don't get people that'll fight for them to get out. Now, do I think John DiTullio is innocent? I don't know, man. He could be. Do I think he was young and was looking for a crowd to fit into, and it just happened to be, you know, white supremacists and skinheads in a trailer park that sent him on some dumbass missions? Yeah, I do. But that doesn't give you the right to go kill someone, if indeed he did. But I want you guys to let me know in the comments. I highly suggest you go watch part 1 to this episode so that way, you know, before you drop the comment on whether you think he's guilty or not, you can really make an educated answer after watching all the facts in the case. And that video was when I first started. So, hey, it's a little messed up, man, but I'm progressing. We're getting better. If you like this type of content, let me know, man. I'll be bringing you guys some more, you know, like little mini documentaries on different cases that I know a lot about. I'm going to be bringing them to you anyways, though. I'm not going to lie. So, or if you're new and you're tuning in for the first time, on this channel, I talk about prison, jail, crime, corruption, but the biggest thing we talk about is change. So if you like that type of content, or if you know somebody that does, hit that subscribe button and turn your post notifications on. And with that, it's DOC TV, and I'm out.